Alright, it is time for reading challenge, recap, and TBR all in one. Yay! I don't have a card for that. Hey everyone, it is Shannon, and I'm super excited to be here today and to share with you this video. In this video, I will be recapping how week 2 went for my May reading challenge and picking my TBR for week 3. I will leave a table of contents down below. If you want to jump around to different sections of the video, you are welcome to do that. So my May reading challenge is to read 2,000 pages from my currently reading in the month of May, breaking that down into 500 pages a week or 72 pages a day. Each week I pick a different TBR from my currently reading, and I've separated them out into titles of fiction and non-fiction, and I pick 3 fiction and 2 non-fiction to work on each week. It's a bit weird now that I think about now that I've explained it a few times. I'm like, this is kind of convoluted, but we're going with it. We are halfway through the month and we are sticking with it. So yeah, so that's my challenge. 2,000 pages from my currently reading, and hopefully breaking that down to 500 pages a week or 72 pages a day. Yeah, so let's look and see how week 2 went. So I read 64 pages from Polar Vortex by Shani Mootoo. This is a Canadian book. It is literary fiction, a theme of secrets and relationships. The writing is so good. I did not finish it, obviously, because the bookmark's still there, but I read 64 pages and I have 117 pages left. I read 35 pages from The Structure of Scientific Revolution by Thomas S. Kuhn, yeah, 35 pages, so I have 126 to 149 pages left, depending on whether I read the notes at the end. This was a very, very, very slow read. I read sort of like 4 to 7 pages on the days in which I read it, and it's heavy stuff. Like, it's a textbook. It's actually a textbook. I didn't quite realize that when I started reading it, but interesting stuff, just not what I usually read. I read 27 pages from The Diary of Anaïs Nin, 1931 to 1934, Volume 1. Volume 1 is 1931 to 1934. This is extraordinary. I stopped reading it. When I stopped reading it, I stopped because she makes a lot of references to literary things, whether it's writers' works, writers' lives, books, and so that is a bit of a sticking point because I always want to read the source material. For this, I did decide when that started to happen. I just sort of skipped a bit, which is not my normal way of doing things, but I don't want to hold myself back because it would take forever to every time put this down and go read the source material and come back. The writing in this is gorgeous. I have a feeling if anyone enjoyed this, they would also enjoy this. These are very much about both, even though this is nonfiction and this is fiction, they're very much about people and relationships and how you communicate with each other and how you understand each other and how you what's another word? Oh, I can't think of it, but like how you not approach, but relationships and people, and both of the writing is beautiful in both of them. So I didn't get a lot of pages read on this. I think I have an ebook version and I think it's a bit squished, but I read 27 pages and I have 314 left. I am very happy. This really spoke to me, and she is just an extraordinary writer, so that was a great read. I also, oops, wrong way, test was last week. I also read a fair amount from Blood Magick. I'm at 31% of this one. It's from Nora Roberts, by Nora Roberts. It's the third in the Cousins O'Dwyer trilogy, paranormal romance, urban fantasy. So depending on which version I read, like, because if I read this through Overdrive, which says I read 153 pages, and I have about 345 to go, but my other copy says I read 81 pages and I have 180 to go. I actually read it on Overdrive, so I'm going with the 154.3 or whatever. It's the whole issue with not being able to track the page count. It became very clear very quickly that made it more likely that I didn't want to read this because counting the pages was just a pain. And in Overdrive, they have the pages per chapter. They say you're on chapter 1 of 28 of the chapter and you're 31% through the book, but it never gives you the total pages for the book. So I have a formula to figure that out, but I found at the end of each chapter, the chapter, like the total number of pages in the book kept increasing. So I am not quite sure exactly, like it went from like 340 pages to 500 pages, so I don't know. But chapter by chapter, the pages I read and went like this was 153. So, but it was very enlightening to see that the sticking point with reading this is the fact that one copy I have has no page numbers, and one copy has no page total. So it was just, but I love the book. I love the book, and it's the third in a series. It's the finale. I've been looking forward to seeing this particular series come to a close. I am in it when I'm in it, so I gotta get over the page count thing. I just gotta figure that out. I could just pick what the total is off of Goodreads and work with the total and the percentage. I could do that, but I feel like because the pages are in the chapters, it should represent something. Does anyone else deal with this? You know, if I didn't track daily what I read, I would just use the percentage and not worry about it. So anyway, so that was helpful for me to know where the sticking point is. Love the story. Some of the I won't go into detail. I talk about it more in my vlogs, but yeah, really enjoying it. And then the final read of the week was Pirate's Passion by Lisa Kessler. This is the second in the Sentinels of Savannah series. This is urban fantasy paranormal romance and dealing with immortal pirates, and this one brings in a historian, and she is so awesome, and I really enjoyed this. It's the second in the series. I just can't wait to continue this book and the series because I did not finish this. This was the one I thought I would finish and I did not. But I did read 229 pages of it and I only have 64 left. I would hazard a guess to say if I do not pick a romance from my fiction titles this week that I will keep going because I want to know what's going to happen to Charlotte and Keegan. It's very adventure-spirited as well, so it's got a sort of romantic suspense element, it's current day set, it's got a paranormal element, and I like the fact that this one, this is the second book in the series, and I think in both of them, the men are all the immortal pirates, but in both of them, the women are very involved as opposed to being sort of damsels in distress, which is I find something that happens in paranormal romance, especially current day set paranormal romance. The women end up being like if it's a male-female romance, the women end up being like needing to be protected, or they're kidnapped, or they're threatened, or they can't be told the truth, all this stuff. None of that in this. None of that. Active participants, part of the adventure. There is some resistance, of course, because it's new things and learning secrets and stuff like that. But I have enjoyed this so very much. And I needed sleep. And that is the only reason, the only reason I didn't finish it. So that is what I read last week. The week was a bit challenging. I'm not going to lie. I had some external challenges going on. I had a scheduling change and I had two unexpected things come up, but thankfully one of those was getting vaccinated, and it just happened on the fly. There was a hot spot. I just dropped everything and went and was able to get my first vaccination, which I am very thankful for, because I've tried several of the different ways in which someone of my age and my postal code can do it, and have had very little luck. Had one cancellation early on and then one availability that was not even in my postal code, and it was like, I was like, really? You think that's but there's so much demand, and there's only we've had a lot of complicated stuff in the past couple of weeks about the vaccination, so I'm not going to go too much into it other to say that I'm thankful, and I take that over my reading challenge. No, like I was literally just about to vlog. I dropped everything and I went because it's more important, and that happens. And that's one thing I've been realizing with the vlogging, is that you really, you have to adapt to things, and this is a fun challenge, but my life stuff is important, right? So like the other things that happen in my life are impact this, and my reading challenge impacts other things in my life. It's all, we are all part of the same thing, right? So anyway, so it was a challenging week, and these books were tougher. These slow read, good Diary of Anaïs and slow read. The two paranormal romance urban fantasies were faster, but I don't like reading two books of the same genre at the same time, so that was a challenge in and of itself. And I felt like I was picking favorites, and I But Jen, I did read from both of them a lot. So overall, I read 507 pages. So I did just meet my 500 page count goal, but I had several days where I was under 72 pages, and then I had a couple days where I was over 100 pages. So it was a tricky week. It was not a great week, but I did end up being able to make things work. If I didn't get to my goal, that would have been fine. The goal, like, once I had the opportunity to be vaccinated, I was like, all right, just push everything else aside. This is more important. So anyway, so that is how week 2 went. So I'm still on track, and that actually feels really good because now I'm resetting. The counter is at 0. The goal now is 500 pages within the next 7 days. I'm actually now, I just started to get nervous. I thought that would make me feel better, but now I feel nervous. Okay, we're gonna start with fiction. This should be the fun part. Why am I so nervous? I guess because last week was challenging. Okay, so which one will it be? Okay. Oh, one fell out and 2 are in my hand. Well, the one fell out. That took the greatest effort. So we're going to go with this one. Oh, wow. The Saga of Burnt Nyal. I don't even know if I pulled up a picture for that. Did I? I did. Okay. Nyal Saga by Anonymous. This was the pick for Sagalong this year, which was in April, which I've participated in a couple times, and sometimes they pick a bunch of smaller sagas, but this time they went with the longest saga. So this is an Icelandic saga. I have 414 pages left. The reading pace for it was like about 40 chapters a week, and I thought that some of them were really, really short chapters, so I thought, oh yeah, I could do that. Oh wow, I did not even make it to the first week. So yes, that's not going to be a fast read. I do enjoy the Icelandic sagas, and I do have a big goal of maybe one day reading all of them. That seems incredibly ambitious, but this is the longest one, so we are going to make some progress on that. You see how when I start to say we, that's when I'm like, this is too much, this is hard, or not, like, it's less intimidating if we're in it together, so we are going to read. You do not have to read Nyal Saga. I know it's not for everyone, so anyway, okay. On to nonfiction. That is also part of the public domain, so if you would like to read Nyal Saga, you are welcome to. I will leave the link to Project Gutenberg down below. I'm scared. Okay. I don't even know if it's considered fiction. The sagas I think they're sort of family histories. Okay, anyway. Yes! There'll be peace when you are done. Yeah, I really feel like reading this. And this... Who's singing? Carry On, My Wayward Son? Okay, so this is edited by Lynn S. Zibernus. This is actors and fans celebrate the legacy of Supernatural. Supernatural is a paranormal horror comedy, not really comedy, there are comedy elements, TV show following Sam and Dean Winchester as they hunt things and save people, and I love it. It came to a close, when was it, last year? Recently, within the last year, 15 seasons long. I absolutely love the show. And so this is the second book of this kind, and it is, like essays and, comments and then I feel like I should give from Supernatural. So there we got Jared Padalecki, Dean Ackles, right? Dean Ackles and Misha Collins, he plays Cass. So I'm actually I'm almost at the halfway point with this one. I have 150 15 pages left to go. It's got really, really short chapters, and it is fans and cast members. There's a fair amount of cast members, especially guest cast members, that come and talk about their experience with the show, their experience with the fandom, what it means to me. Not what it means to me, I didn't write for it, but what it means to them. There are a lot of very emotionally powerful stories. It really has helped so many people, not just the series itself, but also the community around it is very supportive and very involved in a lot of different things, especially mental health. So yeah, I'm just, okay, I feel a little bit better. So I might be able to finish that. Finishing is not the goal, just pages, but I am a finisher. All right, back to fiction. I don't want to accidentally put it in. Okay. I'm nervous. Okay, it's this one. Sorry. It's upside down. Oh my god, blood magic. Okay, wow, that is... I actually looked scared there for a moment. That is... Okay, so, well, that is my first... repeat. I haven't had a repeat so far. So we're going back to the Cousins O'Dwyer series. I am, what did I say, 31% through, and I either have 180 or 345 pages left, depending on which version I read. I still have this out from the library, so I probably will continue the weird overdrive pages every chapter I read. The total page in the book count. Okay, well, I really want to read Pirates Fashion, but this is the pick. So this is what we're going. Maybe I'll read both. Who knows? Okay, so Blood Magic. If you didn't watch the first part of this video, this is, I read this last week, and it is the third in a trilogy. So it's the final book in the Cousins O'Dwyer series, paranormal romance, urban fantasy. It's not really urban fantasy because it's not urban, but it's about a set of cousins in the current day that are continuing a sort of, not quest, but sort of there is a family, not curse, but sort of, and there's a sort of big bad that has had an impact on their family lineage, and generation by generation they try to go up and defeat this big bad. So it is yeah, well, we're going back, okay, wow, okay, so Blood Magic, so First repeat, okay. All right, now back to nonfiction for the second and final nonfiction pick. What will it be? I do not know. I really don't know. Okay, let's go with this one. Oh, it's a long title. Upside down. Go ahead in the rain notes of a Tribe Called Quest. Okay. So we're going with entertainment related titles with, okay. And this is by Hanif Abdurrahkib, and this, who is an author I started reading last year. He's a poet. He has a poetry class on Skillshare, which is where I found him, and then I started reading his poetry. Wonderful poet. He narrates his poetry works on Scribd, yeah. So this is a book about a Tribe Called Quest, which is a band, if you're unfamiliar, a band I love, and it's a love letter to them, and sort of it's an interesting, it like talks about the band and the impact that the music had on him, but also a lot of about the band's history, wow, okay, so this is great. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. How many pages did I have left? I have 174, but again, I'm reading it through Overdrive, so it's a little hard to tell. Oh, now I gotta get my playlist out. I gotta get Low End Theory going, because I love that album so very much. Yeah, and it's also a band that I listened to a lot, and then but I haven't heard at a particular time in my life, but I haven't listened to them a lot since then. So I'm curious to see where it goes and hear what happened to the band. So okay, wow, okay, this is an interesting set. Okay, so what else? Last pick, and it's fiction. It's this one. I can feel it. It's this one. What could it be? Kind of, is it upside down? It is upside down. Ooh! Okay, Edgar Allan Poe, The Ultimate Collection. That's a physical book. Oh, okay. So, I talked about this a little bit in my April wrap-up. I've only read the first story, which was the unparalleled adventures of one Hans Plath. Not sure. The next one, if you're curious, is The Gold Bug. So, both on those books and on my sci-fi, fantasy, and weird exploration list, there are a work by Edgar Allan Poe, and it's mostly like the collected works. So this isn't everything, but it's a fair amount. And I have read all of his poetry, but I haven't read his short stories and tales. So I think all the short works are tales. I'm not sure. So wow, okay, so that'll be interesting. The pacing that will be interesting. I've read the longest one, and so yeah. All right, sorry for the jump cut there. I had a bit of a tech issue. So let's wrap things up. So I just want to look at the page count overall. So for the Edgar Allan Poe collection, I have 300 pages left. For There'll Be Peace When You Are Done, I have 115 pages left. So that's 415 pages. Then once we add Njal Saga, it's 414 pages just for this one. So now we're at 829 pages. And then go ahead in The Rain. This is a bit of an estimate because I'm reading it through Overdrive, but it says 174 pages. So 929 plus 74, so around 1,000 pages. And then when we add back in Blood Magic by Nora Roberts, this is either 180 pages left or 345 pages left. It's probably 345 because I'm going to continue to read it through Overdrive. So that is about 1,345 pages through all of these 5 books. However, of course, the goal is to read 500 pages from these books by the end of the week. I actually would really hope to finish some stuff. I know it's not the goal, but because I didn't finish anything last week, I would really like to finish something. This is definitely a contender. This is a maybe contender. I'm halfway through, but there's so many stories, or there's so many entries, I don't know how many I would read at one time. So I think both this and Blood Magic and Go Ahead in the Rain are 2 that are good contenders. Also this week we have a new entry into the mix, and that is Arushan, The Song of Death by Roshani Chotsky. This I am buddy reading with Izzy, Punk Rock Girl PA, and Kate Kelly. Hi Kate Kelly! And we are reading this, and then the live show will be on Izzy's channel on Tuesday, May 25th, the day after Victoria Day, or the May 2-4 weekend here in Canada. And yeah, so these videos go up a week after. So this video probably will be like 2 days before that. I'm really looking forward to it. I really enjoyed the first book, which we read in April. Gosh, that feels like a million years ago. Doing these vlogs makes me like time change, like feels different because I record it and then I edit it and I post it all at certain different times. And anyway, so it just feels like so much time has passed since the first title, and I'm really looking forward to it. But it is a new variable because this does have a deadline, and I do want to get my 72 pages in, so I'll have to see how I manage that. And sadly, I am going to probably have to manage that on my own. I am not going to be doing vlogs for week 3. It has been a lot of fun doing the vlogs, but it is a lot of work, and it's sort of was going to be one thing and then cascaded to another thing, and then I kept going with the other thing, and that worked, and now I need a break. So I think especially with being vaccinated and having a very full week last week, I think I'm going to not vlog, but I think my plan will be to do one midweek update, so maybe like on Wednesday or something, and then maybe on Saturday. I don't know, I should wait till I'm done, which would be Sunday. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'll do like a midweek update. I don't have my schedule ahead of me, so in my brain, Wednesday makes sense, but I have no idea what I'm doing that day, so I can't promise that. But a midweek update and then a wrap up at the end of the week, and then probably a new video to pick my week 4 picks. I think that's what I'll do, because I would like to get some other videos in the mix, talk about some films and stuff like that, and maybe some TV shows. I'm not sure how much I've seen, if I have enough to talk about, and I have another haul looking at me. So yeah, so I hope that you enjoyed that. I hope that you're looking forward to how week 3 will go. I know I'm looking forward to it. Let me know what you would read. Are you a fan of Supernatural? It's on Prime here in Canada. If you have Prime, the entire 15 seasons. I love it. There was an episode in the first season that I really didn't like. I misunderstood it, but I didn't like, and that put me off the show for several years. But since then, it's been a standby. Standby? That's not the right word. Anyway, I love it. I'm tired. I gotta run. I gotta do all things. I gotta do all the reading. I gotta like time my reading for all this. It'll be very weird not to vlog after vlogging for so long, but I think it's the best thing to do. I need some downtime, and I hope that you've enjoyed them, and I hope you enjoyed the wrap-up. You will enjoy the check-in and the wrap-up, and I hope that that format will work. So there we go. That is the week 3 picks. Wish me luck. Let's see if I get to 500. I have no idea. I don't know. I think I got 2 toughies and 2 more like in terms of pacing. These two are tough for pacing, and then the rest I feel very much more comfortable with. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back soon with another video.